Maritime Made on Eastlink TV is presented in partnership with Nova Scotia Business Inc., novascotiabusiness.com.
The word on the street is that the ukulele, a small guitar-like instrument, comes from the distant island of Hawaii. Well, according to instrument maker Enrique, the ukulele, or uke as it's affectionately called, may be related to the Venezuelan four, a slightly larger instrument whose origins lie in Central America. No matter where its origin, Enrique has decided to make a career building high-quality ukuleles in Tatamagouche, Nova Scotia. Ukuleles are made from a variety of beautiful hardwoods that Enrique has collected in his travels. Some comes from his home country of Guatemala, while some comes from the woods of Nova Scotia. No matter where the wood originates, Enrique insists it be at least 15 to 25 years old to ensure it won't shrink or warp.
The first step of construction happens on the table saw. Here, thin slices of wood called veneer are cut from a larger piece. The veneer, which will be used on the body of the ukulele, needs to be between 2 and 3 millimeters thick. These wood slices will be later matched as a mirrored pair. Both the back and front, or soundboard of the ukulele, are made from 2 slices of veneer that are glued together on their edge. The soundboard is usually made from softwood, the back and sides from something harder. First, the artist planes the edge of each piece to ensure there are no gaps between the 2 pieces. Then they're glued, using a wood glue designed for instruments. And then clamped, using a traditional wedge and rope method. This traditional clamping method has been handed down through the generations and will ensure the wood doesn't warp as the glue dries.
Once each piece is dry, a template is used to outline the shape of the instrument. This is roughly cut out using a coping saw, leaving a 1/4 inch for planing and sanding. The soundboard also has a sound hole drilled that will help improve the resonance of the final instrument. Many instruments have embellishments known as rosettas around the sound hole. The rosetta adds a sense of uniqueness to each instrument. First, the rosetta is designed on a piece of graph paper, drawing a number of black and white squares. Then a variety of light and dark pieces of veneer are arranged, then glued based on the design. These layered pieces are then cut into thin strips and arranged on a circular template. Once complete, they'll be glued together to form a circle. Once dry, these pieces are thinly cut using a handsaw, then glued and placed in a pre-cut indentation around the sound hole. The neck of the instrument is often made with a soft wood that is easy to work with.
In this case, the neck is made of cedar from Guatemala. The artist first cuts the rough shape using a handsaw and coping saw. He then uses a variety of sharp chisels and metal rasps to shape the neck. Once a curved shape has been achieved, small hand planes are used to smooth the neck further. The process takes many hours to complete. The fretboard, which will later be attached to the neck, is made from a hard Guatemalan rosewood. Once cut to shape, a jig and template are used to measure and cut each groove that will hold the metal frets. The actual frets will be added later. The sides of this ukulele are made from thin pieces of walnut. In order to curve the sides to match the shape of the ukulele, a propane torch is lit and the flame is placed inside a steel pipe that is in turn clamped to the workbench. Once the pipe is hot, Each piece of wood is sprayed with water and placed on the pipe to heat. The water and heat allow the artist to shape the wood as required. Once cooled and dry, the wood will maintain most of its shape. Once both sides are hot and roughly shaped, they are clamped together to a jig and left to cool overnight. Once dry, the two side pieces, which are mirrors of each other, are gently glued to the neck block and butt block.
Once clamped, they're left overnight to dry. The ukulele is slowly starting to take shape. Spruce bracing strips that are cut on the table saw are measured, cut and glued onto the side pieces. This bracing will support the back once it's ready to be attached. Smaller bracing pieces are used for the soundboard and are glued one piece at a time. Bracing strips are also measured and cut to support the back and soundboard. This bracing helps strengthen the overall ukulele. Once the various pieces have dried, the entire ukulele is glued and clamped, ready for final finishing. Larger bumps and pieces of glue are removed with a metal scraper. The entire instrument is sanded, using a variety of sandpaper grits, as well as a wood sanding block. This can take a very long time. Once sanded, the body and neck are coated in a natural shellac mixture, using a cotton ball and a gentle circular motion.
An instrument can take 3 to 20 coats depending on the wood. Once the instrument has been sanded and shellacked, it's time to add the hardware. The metal frets are cut from a longer piece. Each end is filed. Then the metal is pushed into place onto the fretboard. A metal hammer is used to firmly secure each fret. Finally, the holes for the keys are drilled and the keys are screwed into place. Once complete, the ukulele is ready to be strung with new nylon strings and is now ready for many years of enjoyment.